Hey, Alec Baldwin, she shot that girl in the chest. The goish. No. Alec Baldwin is a criminal. He should be in jail. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Halyna Hutchins was shot in the chest when Alec Baldwin fired prop gun. Prop gun that fired a real bullet into her and killing her. Prop gun, right? Yeah, obviously. We'll get into that as well. New York Post reports that Halyna Hutchins, sorry, I need to get her name right if I'm going to, try to be respectful. The 42-year-old cinematographer who Alec Baldwin fucking blew away. Killed on the Rust movie set Thursday was shot in the chest. Oh man, like how Tattoo killed himself. Oh, he hurts. Breitbart News noted Thursday that the New Mexico Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office was investigating Hutchins. There's no son. She just left behind a daughter. That fucking murderer. After Alec Baldwin discharged a prop gun. A second individual, 48-year-old Joel Souza, who is the director, was also wounded in the shooting. On Sunday, the Post observed that Baldwin's unknowingly fired a live round, hitting 42-year-old Hutchins in the chest and killing her. How powerful was this prop gun, by the way, if it shot her in the chest and also hit the director, unless they were, like wrapped around one another? I don't get it. Jesus. Yeah, director Joel Souza, 48, who was standing behind her, was also injured. Fucking clean shot. Nice going, champ. On Sunday, the Post observed that Baldwin unknowingly fired, script supervisor Mamie Mitchell called 911 after the shooting occurred. Well, I'm glad somebody did. Mitchell told the dispatcher we had 2 people accidentally shot on a movie set by a prop gun. They don't need to know. There's just 2 people have been shot. And he's just ranting and raving about Trump. I don't understand. We need help immediately. We were rehearsing and it went off. The gun just fired by itself. That's why we need to control these things and we need more regulations. He noted that the rules of gun safety apply even when on the movie set, where you never let the muzzle of a weapon cover something you don't intend to destroy. Yeah, about that. That's like rule number 1 when you in SAG, by the way. Just saying. The Screen Actors Guild, sister company to the Film Actors Guild, written rules on safety in film and television make clear that actors should never point a firearm at anyone. Yeah, but how are you supposed to get that really cool shot down the barrel? It's almost like you stand away from the firearm. Written in 2009. Oh, it's just outdated. That's old stuff. It's probably racist. The 65-page safety bulletin lays out the rules for all kinds of safety issues, but the subject of how actors should use firearms, SAG, is unambiguous. No, everything's interpretable. Come on now, it can't be that cut and dry. Treat all weapons as though they are loaded and or ready to use. Oh, fuck. Did anybody check that? No! Oh, sucks to suck. Did not play with weapons and never point one at anyone, including yourself. I'll holster that one. Follow the directions of the property master and or weapons handler regarding all weapons. If there's one thing we know for sure about the terrible accidental shooting on the set of the low-budget Western Rust that took the life of 42-year-old cinematographer, that's the star producer Alec Baldwin pointed a working gun at someone. Yeah, that's normally how somebody ends up getting shot. I guess he probably had a word count to meet or something. Something else we know from early reports is that Baldwin was unaware that the gun was hot or loaded. Wow, it's almost like you should have checked the firearm. I don't know. It's not like that's something that, more competent actors have done as well. Adam Baldwin, he was Animal Mother in Full Metal Jacket, and he's been in 1,000 fucking military movies as well. He's very accomplished. He's talking about the situation here a couple hours ago. He won't take it. He's got good advice out there for Alec now to man up, confess, and throw himself on the mercy of the court, both legal and public opinion, and pay money for his negligence and recklessness. And then somebody followed it up. Adam, have you ever been handed a gun and you were assured was cold, which you then checked and found to be hot? In my 40-plus years, no one's ever handed me a firearm on set that wasn't open and easily eyeballed to me personally, okay? Open, and you could check the chambers if you're using a revolver, or you could check and dispose the magazine. Just handed the mag, handed the pistol, fucking go for it. Load it yourself. Notice that it's completely and utterly empty. Alec has experienced the same thing himself. For a 40-year film veteran and producer, he was negligent at best. That's somebody who has first-hand fucking knowledge of the situation, so really tough to argue that one. You could, though, if you're completely and utterly mentally devoid. But back to Baldwin. Furthermore, it was reported that when the gun went off during rehearsal while Baldwin drew the gun, we don't know yet if he pulled the trigger or if the gun misfired in some other way. There are reports of other misfires on set to misfire when a gun goes off accidentally. Yeah, 3 of those, okay. Did you fucking get a different one? There's no question he was pointing the gun at someone. Yes, we already know that. And clearly the crew knew that as well. The report says crew used deadly gun that killed cinematographer for target practice. Okay, cool. So a prop gun that was used for target practice that had a live... What the fuck is going on here? There was a headline that was circulating out there on the internet, and it's like, oh my god, that would be funny if true, but in fact, it was just generated. It was just fucking fake news, but it sure would have made a whole lot of sense. That's why it was getting traction. I saved the picture, and I'll just pull it up here because it's just a little bit too salacious in order to not to not share anything, but it's just 100% untrue, which is, like I said, it's very unfortunate because you'd love to think that this is actually the case. Halyna Hutchins' next project was documentary on Hollywood pedophile rings. Doesn't that seem like it would fit just all too well? Yeah, unfortunately it's fake, but I just wanted to share that, so if you guys have seen that come up as well, you know that it's just the fucking... It's a ruse, and it's supposed to make people who are just fucking murderers, by the way, look even worse, but c'est la vie. Let's just look at the actual facts, because a lady died at the end of the day, okay? She was fucking murdered. I think that's pretty bad in and of itself. Smoking gun that claimed the life of Halyna Hutchins might have been used as more than just an on-set prop. It was also being fired recreationally, even when cameras weren't rolling. Oh, wow. Okay, so multiple sources directly connected to the Rust production tell TMZ the same gun Alec Baldwin accidentally fired, hitting a DP and director, was being used by crew members off the set as well, for what we're told... amounted to target practice. We're told this off-the-clock shooting, which was allegedly happening away from the movie lot. It doesn't matter. Was it still being used as a real firearm? Drop the prop horse shit, okay? It's a fucking lie. It was being done with real bullets. Wow. Kind of like how the scene was shot. Which is how some who worked on the film believe a live round found its way into the chambers that day. Yup. That makes a lot of fucking sense. We don't know yet what killed the 42-year-old cinematographer was, in fact, a bullet. I think it seems fairly fucking obvious, but okay, I guess an autopsy hasn't been done yet. I'd imagine homicide has probably already been called. Nevertheless, it seems fairly safe to assume so. No shit. What else could have entered this poor young woman's chest? Exited through her pack and injured a 48-year-old director. I don't know, a spear, whole bunch of things really, but I think we can narrow it down. There's also reports that blank rounds and actual rounds were mixed together on the... Oh my fucking god. Dude, these people, they should also be forced to just, you know, search through that bucket of rounds and just pick one and just fucking roll the chamber and just... If this is true, it's utterly incomprehensible. Yeah, all the people that say, oh, we need more gun safety. Oh my god, won't you please think of the children? Act with firearms just like this all the fucking time. That's what makes this so just incomprehensible. If anybody takes a gun safety or gun regulation or sensible gun control tips from fucking Hollywood after this, you should hire the prop master from Rust. What's going to happen to Alec, okay? I think he should go to jail, okay? I don't have anything personally against him. I think he's a great actor. He's a fucking piece of shit off the set. But then again, he's also ranting and raving about some things that occasionally I tend to agree with. Sometimes I can't really think of any off the top of his head. And he's an emotional guy, but you find me a better scene, you find me a better monologue than Glengarry Glen Ross, and we'll talk. But legal experts weigh in on Alec Baldwin's possible liability and tragic on-set death of Halyna Hutchins. The tragedy in Santa Fe, New Mexico, set of Western movie Rust, could have serious legal consequences for Baldwin, who fired a prop gun Thursday that accidentally killed the film's director of photography and also injured the director. Yeah, we know. The repercussions for Baldwin, the film's executive producer, could even include negligent manslaughter charges. I think that's fair. According to Joseph Costa, an attorney with the Costa Law in Los Angeles. Oh, okay. As an executive producer, you are in a position of control and you can get prosecuted criminally. No shit. The equivalent of drinking and driving, meaning someone may not have intended to cause great harm, but they do. That's a fair assessment? Fair assessment. New Mexico criminal attorney Erlinda Johnson, a former state and federal prosecutor, said the Beetlejuice act... He was in... Okay, I've never seen Beetlejuice. No, Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice. Actor could possibly face criminal liability for involuntary manslaughter. All the state needs to demonstrate is that he was engaged in a lawful but dangerous act and did not act with due caution, she said. That's what the state has to prove for involuntary manslaughter, which is a fourth-degree felony with a maximum penalty of up to 18 months in prison. Up to 18 months. She speculated that Baldwin may rely on this defense that someone handed him the gun, but then, well, it was incumbent upon him, since he was handling the gun, to make sure there were no rounds. Exactly. Okay. Oh, I was just following orders. It's like, well, doesn't really fly, my dude. Johnson continued. Clearly, someone didn't do their due diligence. Clearly, multiple people didn't. There should have been checking those guns to make sure there were no live rounds. Another Southern California lawyer said no one involved with the film is safe when it comes to getting slapped with a civil complaint. Yeah, even if he doesn't face criminal charges, which he definitely should. Civil case is highly likely, and he'll have to settle for some undisclosed amount that will pay the family handsomely. And you know what? Hey, I do at least have to give a little bit of credit to Baldwin, who is trying to look after her family. Is literally the least he could do. He is doing that, so I can't completely call him a piece of shit, and I couldn't imagine how terrible he feels for making such a tragic mistake. But at the end of the day, he's got to fucking own this. Somebody's got to hold him accountable. Yeah, we'll see where it goes from here, because it sounds like, yeah, should face some charges. But it's Hollywood, and they're all fucked anyways, and he's probably just going to skate on it anyways. So, sorry to end on a down note, but that's the news, and obviously, nothing's ever fucking happy. Why do you think they'd run with it? That's why papers sell. Well, not papers anymore, I guess, the fucking websites. That's why they get their clicks, because happy news, good news, fun news doesn't generate the same type of viewership that really shitty individuals doing really terrible things tend to. So yeah, now I'm going to record some stuff for my secondary channel because I want to end on a fun note. And with that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.